The opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer. There will be economic hardship. Poor will suffer. Rich will suffer. Average people will suffer. You see, all the four classes of human will suffer. We suffer. I'm not from Liberia, but that's the message of the Lord for the people in Liberia. If you put that opposition of Bukini or Bukani to be your president, oh, Liberia will sink. Calamity will befall Liberia. You don't expect joy again. The name Liberia will crash. This person has nothing to offer you. Spiritual Liberia will die. The best man for this job is George Weah. Vote him and he will do better than ever. He will do better than his first term.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
My fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you tonight with a grateful heart, but with the utmost respect for the democratic process that has defined our nation. As your president and the leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, I want to address you on the outcome of the runoff elections held on November 14, 2023. The results announced tonight, though not final, indicate that Ambassador Joseph Nyimabuaka is in a lead that we cannot surpass. A few moments ago, I spoke with President-elect Joseph Nyimabuaka to congratulate him on his victory. Tonight, as we acknowledge the result, let us also recognize that the true winners of these elections are the people of Liberia. Through your peaceful and orderly exercise of your constitutional right to vote, you have once again demonstrated your commitment to the democratic principles that bind us together as a nation. Under my leadership, these elections were organized with a promise to the Liberian people, a promise of fairness, peace, inclusion, transparency, and credibility. I am proud to say that we have fulfilled that promise. The Liberian people have spoken.
Nothing has changed. When a question is posed to you and you say, I think the person wins, it's not definitive, it's not categorical. In this case, I'm categorical. That's a distinction. I'm quite categorical. Even when the question was posed as to who is now is a speaker, I said, what do you think? I'm not a Bible. The Bible, you read John 3:16, 200 years from now, it will still be John 3:16. What I gave was simply a preliminary observation. When I did a more holistic review and saw the argument and realized that a colleague on the other side, something happened in the hearing that the lawyers representing the quote-unquote the majority bloc did not stress, and I think it was an oversight. They should have raised the issue of the stay order. They should have made it part of their presentation so that the court includes in its ruling the issue of the stay order to be part of the controversy.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Martin Luther King said, until this battle is won, some will be thrown in jail. Some will be called that misdriver and agitator. Some will even have to go through physical death. And physical death is that price that one must pay to free the children from a permanent psychological death, and nothing shall be more redemptive. And that's where we are. Apparently, Martin Luther King the late saw this unfolding in Liberia, so he predicted the future, that this was going to happen under the regime of Joseph Yuma Boakai. And so we are back at it again, man. Thank you so very kindly that you joined us for the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 11th day of December 2024. We've got a couple of issues to talk about. Oh, yes, but the guys gave away the three wise men. Let it be your priority. Thank you. Before we get to the acknowledgement, the 10,000 is out. Play the Three Wise Men jackpot right now. Now. And start playing. Play as many times as you can play. Today we are giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. Convert that into US. Good morning also. 10,000 we're giving out today. This is how you can get that 10,000. Very easy, fast, quick, short, no difficulty associated with it. Just take 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US and dial star 799 star 100 hatch. That's all you need to do, and you will get 10,000. 10,000. I said 10,000 Liberian dollars in your account or your pocket. It can help. It can solve too many problems. It can add on to what you already have, trying to get things right for the season. The country is hard. The economy is tough. Government not going to pay anytime soon. This is the shortest, quickest, fastest way of giving you money. Play the King's Three Wise Men jackpot by dialing star 799 star 100 hatch. Just play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Nothing more, nothing less. And no doubt, I can assure you, before we reach the halfway mark of the show, you will have 10,000. So play as many times wherever you are, at your business center, in that store, in the car, walking by line, wherever you find yourself. Just take 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US and play star 799 star 100 hatch, and you will have 10,000. Barker has made the economy tough. The finance minister is struggling. Money is not coming into this country. Investors aren't coming in. Government is not going to pay anytime soon. So if you sit there, you're hoping on government, well, you'll be living with what the Englishmen call illusion. That means you're only hoping, but it's not going to happen. God said, I gave you knowledge to make wealth. And that wealth is 10,000 that the King's FM Three Wise Men jackpot has placed before you. So let's play as many times as we can play. Before I can reach the halfway mark, we start to draw the winners and give out 10,000, 10,000. We giving out 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. So you see too much money available. The acknowledgement, and then we get started. We talk the contradictions and the aftermath of the government actions vis-a-vis some of their officials. Why? If I want to believe Amara Conan wasn't elected for 9 years, and if he was in the executive, by now he has resigned. Hold on. Philip Cry, you are following from Dubai, the UAE. Samuel Zizi, you've come on from Police Academy. Prince Jaded from 21st Street. Harriet Duo from Logan Town. Alexander Saki, you come on from where you didn't say. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. Hope I don't forget, but please remind me. Remind me if I don't forget. Please remind me. Sorry if I'm unprofessional, but you'll have to remind me, because when I finish with all of these things, I have another thing to do in the newsroom with the news, and then another just like that. So please remind me so that I won't. I will get it to you. David Williams from Colorado, Solowat Corsia, as usual, from your comfort zone, New Georgia Estate. Clarence Dwyer from Central Moravia, you said, and you are asking, what is the difference between the M3 rebels and Joseph Nbwaka administration? Well, I do not know, but I think the rebels are on Capitol Hill. William Siki, you are falling from Logan Town, and you say thanks for the great job. Thanks for the inspiration too. Emmanuel Bro, you've come on from Minnesota, the USA. Good to have you on. Rose Quitte, you say hi. Clarence Dwyer, you are following from, you say Banana Republic. Where is that? Banana Republic, I don't know. Mohammed Prince Sonin Senior, you following from where? Broville. Memake Dolo from Johnsonville. Daniel Zionwe from Phoenix, Arizona, the United States of America. Brelita Warrens, you've come on. You didn't say, but good to have you on. You say thanks for the good work. Thanks too for the inspiration. We are inspired by your presence on the show. My dear Southeastern sister and statutory member, never misses out on the show. Dwight Tay from Minnesota, good to have you on. I hope that you are faring well. John Colley, you are on from Red Light. Tina Cooper, you've come on. William Jacques II from the United States. And okay, Bralila just indicated where she's falling from, Delaware, the United States of America. Tina Cooper from Denver, Colorado, the U.S. Siacadino, Big Camara, Kroma. You are falling from 18th Street. Good to have you on, my dear. Florence Boa, you've come on from SDA Junction. Jefferson M. Collar, you're following from Painesville Right Light. McKimmon D. Harris, you've come on from Boston, Massachusetts, the United States. William K. Sumawulu, Mark Colley, William K. Sumaru from York Staten Island, the USA. Mark Colley from, you said, the Banana Republic. I don't know that place. Okay. We will acknowledge as we go on. So we've got a couple of things to talk about. Again, continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. We are giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars today. 10,000. Play the 3 wise men jackpot and get 10,000 Liberian dollars in your pocket. The country is hard. The country is tough. It's having a strong bearing on almost everybody. Only the aristocrats and the bourgeois in the legislature, the executive branch of government, the judiciary are the ones who are enjoying because they have the United States dollars by bundles. So you down the line, they have no time for you. You are struggling. So we've decided to give you 10,000 to alleviate or to bring you out of your struggle. 10,000 Liberian dollars. But this is how you get it. Just play the cash money giveaway by dialing *799 *100# and play with only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. When you've done that, when you check your account, you will see 10,000 Liberian dollars. And if you play again, you're going to win. So if you play 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 times, it means there is every likelihood that you will have 30 or 40,000 this day. You can never tell. So continue to play. Thank you. Let's get to the issues we've got to talk about. Before we get started, today is the birthday of one of the die-hard members of Kings 88.5 and an ardent fan of Real Talk, Yempu Mulba. today it's your birthday. Congratulations. Bless God for you. At least you can memorialize or commemorate your day. You have it from all of your brothers there at your usual center, George Sogbe, Charles, Sidiki, all of those people, they are wishing you a blessed birthday. Yempu Molba is you celebrated today. All right. Let's start with what happened. Let's start with this. Let's start with this. Those were voices of Liberians. Just a caution. There is insecurity, instability in Liberia, but the insecurity aspect is of paramount concern. What I can advise, because almost all of us in this country know about it, and one way or the other, we've been victimized. And the victimization should serve or position you to be careful. But it seems people are not keen. Some people aren't just keen on what they experience to be cautious enough going forward. The guys, they know that we are in the festive season. The murderers, the rogues, the phone jackals, and everybody. Because they are aware that the market people, parents, particularly the women, they will wake up early to get out. Some of them, given where they're living, they will want to beat the traffic jam, get out, get into the market, buy as quickly as they can to avoid another congestion. So they will wake up early. They will take that risk. Now, these guys will position themselves at strategic corners on Broad Street, almost everywhere. And they will move with lethal weapons, knives, cutlasses, scissors. And once they observe people coming, but mostly they target women, because they know that the women wouldn't put up any resistance. They don't move with any weapon, unlike few men. So they are more assured of doing or getting what they can get from the women. But they are not too sure with the men, because some of the men travel with weapons. So their target is merely the women. So they will come out. The voices you were listening to was an event that we witnessed early in the morning around the central bank of Liberia. This guy had come from behind old defense ministry called Vabla. I don't know Vabla, if I'm not pronouncing it right, what does it? But they call that place that the name I heard the people say, Vabla. They will come from behind there early in the morning, between 3:30, 4:30. By 5 o'clock, the women, other people, they are out, getting out early. And the country is dark. The city is dark. Not being cautious of the area, they started to move. Now, according to the information, before they caught this guy, the police officers, some police officers came patrolling around the central bank, apart from the guys who are in strategic position hovering the road. This vehicle where police officers came, they went 1, 2 places, and then they left. But this police officer who caught the guy was sitting up and watching. According to him, they had robbed 2 women. They took, they tear. It was the 4th that they were trying to, when he decided to move in swiftly, because he's armed. And in the event, he arrested him, or what they can say, apprehended. But that is subdue. He subdued him. He couldn't go. The officer kept him sitting there until broad day. At the close of it, the officer allowed him to go. I think the discretion of the officer was, if I just leave him, the people angry, and they were willing. They were ready to beat him to death. You heard them say, Liberia can worship rogue in this country. If it was in Sierra Leone, the feeling burning is one. All of them, they were ready. Some of them were looking for rocks. They were looking for anything that they could use on him. But the police officer was there with his gun. So they could not. They kept on venting, kept on expressing their anger, their vexation. By 6:30, approaching 7, the place is clear now. So the officer told him to go. And guess what? They started blasting the officer. Why the officer allowed him to go? Why the officer couldn't leave the scene and leave the rogue with him or the hijacker so that they would beat him to death? We mapped the scene on, and I think the officer was right. Because had anything happened over there, it would have gone against the officer. And if it went to his authorities, they would have disrobed him. So the best thing to do in this situation, because the officer did not see, actually he went, his guys escaped with all of the materials. Now you can go and say this man robbed. You have to prove, you have to show evidence. There's always a prima facie to begin the investigation. So if there isn't a prima facie, you can start an investigation. That's why when you go to any law enforcement institution, they're listening to you to present your case. If your case isn't substantive enough in terms of having a prima facie, they wouldn't go into it. They would rather throw it through the window. So the officer used his discretion. In my opinion, the officer was right. Allow him to go. Whatever happens beyond that, if he goes to another place and he's caught, fine. But all of us have to be careful. These guys are dangerous. They are even disguising themselves, getting into a formal dress code, but they have their knives on the side. They rob people in car, walking by line everywhere. You just have to be careful. I am not saying that you should move with any lethal weapon. I'm just saying simply that be careful, especially when you have money. The season is on. Most of you are coming, going to red light, going everywhere to buy. You're carrying US. You're carrying substantial amount of liberty. You just have to be careful. It's what I can say to that. That's all. Okay. So let's move to the politics of it. But before then, let's have the greatest icon. Let's listen to the greatest icon in Liberia and the whole wide world.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Play the King's jackpot, the three wise men, and get 10,000. We're giving out 10,000 today. Play as many times as you can. Dial *799 *100 # and play with 200 Liberian dollars. Only 200 Liberian dollars you are playing with, or $1.50 US. That's all. Just play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. So the Ministry of Justice, not the Ministry of Justice, but the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection, embarked on a campaign a campaign to take children from the street. They embark on that Monday to take, they said, children from the street. Why the initiative, in my opinion, is good? Because you have children running between cars on the street, selling. Some of them have been abandoned. They sleep on the sidewalk, and a lot. The initiative is good to get them off the street. Good vision by the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. But as much as that initiative is sounds good on paper, practically, in my opinion, it's not going to have any significant impact. The reason, the way they have embarked on it is political, then the actual plan. Some of these children that are on the street, they don't know. They left their home. They don't know how to get back. Some of them, no parents. They are on the streets for and with different reasons. Some of them ran away from their homes. So if you're embarking on such a plan, which is good, you want to have a plan, a practical plan in place by which these people, these children, will be taken there, because that's the first step. That's how you do it. Then the second, you embark on the tracing aspect, because some of them have their parents here. Some of them ran away from the home either because the father will blast them or threaten them. Some different reasons we know that they've on the street. So taking them from the street means practically you are removing them. So where are you carrying them? Do you have a place, a center with everything to sustain them while you embark on the tracing? It goes also with rehabilitation. There are so much that goes into that. It's not just a political stunt to score political capital that people will say, oh, yes, the Unity Party government, the Ministry of Gender is doing this. President Baga appointed the right person. I can remember years back in Ellen's government, Ellen's first gender minister was Barbara Givler. Barbara Givler embarked on the same thing. She was excited. She got the attention of even the international community. They put in some money. They convinced the international partners why it was necessary for them to put money in there, that project, to get the children off the street. And the international partners saw a reason. They saw a reason. And they put in some money. They got on the street. They made one or two rounds, or just a couple of rounds. At the end of the day, fast forward, Barbara Givler initiative to have the children off the street failed practically, because it was purely political. They did not have the administrative organization in place. They did not build that. And I see the same thing from the current gender minister. The same thing Barbara Givler and the other people did that they failed. The same thing is happening. It's more political. It's more political than organizational. That's what is happening. It just announced we're taking the children off the street. And these children, they be on the streets at rigs, selling between cars here and there. But what mechanism, what organizational structure that the ministry will put in place? It's not just going to the microphone and announcing that you're taking children off the street. That thing is an ambitious plan that goes with a proper planning with time. It's not a hasty thing. It's not done in a week or two. Like we see in other places, it takes between 2 to 3, 4, even up to 6 months or even a year. They're building the structure. They're getting a number of things in place. Because assume that you went on the street from various ends, you took pretty close to 75 or 100. That's huge number. Why are you taking them? And if you took that number, 75 and 100, assume that you took them to the ministry. How are you going to sustain them before you can embark on the tracing aspect? So I think the ministry and the minister and her technical team, they need to slow down on that, drop the publicity stunt associated with it. I know that that's how ministers behave in this country. They will do those things so that the president will say they are working, because other ministers who are close to the president, they'll go, yeah, the minister, Mr. President, the minister of gender is really working. She's doing well. She has embarked on this stuff or taking children from the streets. Then president say, oh, yes, that's good. That's good. So in the opinion of the president, she's working hard. But practically, nothing is being done. As much as we want the children to get off the street, but you want to put in place a plan that will get it done properly and not anything aqua or haphazard. Let it not be like the stuff at Capitol building and the Supreme Court and the Executive Mansion. Everything upside down, rushing. They plan to remove Fonati Kofa instead of taking time to plan a go. They rush. The whole plan's bust out. Play the cash, give away the king's cash, give away the 3 wise men jackpot, and win 10,000. We're giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars today. 10,000 is the jackpot. 10,000. Play 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Not more. Nothing more, nothing less. Play just 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and just dial *799 *100 hatch. That's all you need to do, and you will have your 10,000 Liberian dollars in your wallet or your account, whichever way. Just play as many times as you can play. You will win. Let's do it before I can get to the second and last segment of the show. Dial *799 *100 hatch. Play with only 200 Liberian dollars. Only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. That will be doing it for that. Play. Very shortly, we will do the first draw. So that's how it is for the Ministry of Gender. I think the plan is good. It sounds good on paper, but practically it's unrealistic in achieving. I think it is going to hit the wall. I don't see them going beyond what they've embarked upon. I think it will fail. I do not wish that they fail, but if you look at what they are doing, it's just a makeshift arrangement, a political stuff. Because that arrangement, what they're doing, it tells you that no, they actually planned. They didn't sit down. Maybe the minute that place is like nothing much to do. So the minister just thought on that thing, or somebody went to her and said, Madam Minister, you know that children plenty on the street. They're just selling between cars. If you look outside, you see all the children between cars. So let's do something like taking them from the street. And probably the minister said, oh, yes, that's a good idea. But how you think we can get started? Because that's how they go about doing it. But no, that arrangement is bad. It's not going to work. It will fail just how Ellen Sirleaf, Barbara Gavler, Minister of Gender, failed with it. Bemin Colley is not the first gender minister coming out. The Barbara Gavler did, and the next minister beyond, after Barbara Gavler, they attempted the same thing, and it didn't work. It didn't work. That's why you see children are stay on the street, because there has been no deterrent mechanism in terms of planning well for it. Because if you have a deterrent mechanism discouraging the children from coming on the street, and you have an ambitious plan in place with every sustaining aspect attached to it, you'll not see children in the street beyond that. But one plan, they brought one plan on the table, rushingly, and work. The other minister comes, ignores it, and then the children are on the street all over the place. So she's not the first person. Barbara Gavler attempted, the minister after Barbara Gavler attended, and nothing happened. It's because they have never tried to sit down and put a well-coordinated plan in place that involves so much. It's not just taking to the microphone and announcing, or being on a social media platform, because they like to see the camera stretching, hovering them, that they are going around the world. That will be doing it for that. Continue to play the King's Cash giveaway. We are giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars today. 10,000 Liberian dollars. Play as many times as you can play wherever you are. Play with 200 Liberian dollars, or $1.50, or $1.50 US. 200 Liberian dollars, or $1.50. Here we go. The next talking point on the show, Real Talk.
The president vetoed the agreement and said there were plenty of loopholes in the agreement, and he's sending it back to us to correct it. That says that President Weah was senator for 3 years or so, and he know anything about the legislation. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and that's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already.
I was running through them before coming on the air. I have pretty close to 75 of DeLon's ranting, hate, grudge, malice, all of his political rhetorics against the former government and the former president. He branded or characterized Weah as grossly inept. Good. He was using that to score political capital with the intent, or felt that the coming in of Boakai, none of those things were being seen. Ironically, this statement can be attributed to Boakai today. That is why the people tell you, if you are in opposition, coming in, you have to watch your words. You have to know what to say at what time, where, and to whom you are saying it, and how you are saying it. The next one that I'm about to play, he said the country has been rescued. The country, the economy was in the septic tank on a weir. That weir was grossly inept. You're listening to the man.
That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been in Texas. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been in Texas. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been in. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been in Texas. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been in Texas. That's how grossly inept and incompetent this gentleman has been in Texas. We rescue the country already.
So you know what he meant, or his definition of incompetence, that you are not literate. That's how people can define incompetence, that you don't go to school, you don't have a degree, so you are incompetent at all. Mental deficiency. Boakai and Weir, who now is demonstrating gross incompetence, who has placed Liberia in the septic tank, who is grossly incompetent, and who demonstrating gross incompetence, who demonstrating diabolical incompetence. Even Satan is clever than Boakai. Who now? That is why you can hardly hear Dillon talking. You know why? Because Dillon is shame. Dillon is shame. Dillon hate, grudge, malice against Weir exposed him. He felt that Boakai was his God, that Boakai was coming in with everything right. Unfortunately, Boakai has made all of them shame. You never ever condemn your colleague when you are not there. They say if you can't help the man, what you should do, if you can't help him, don't condemn him, something like that. The essence of opposition is to help the government in power by giving pieces of advice. That's what they call suggestions or recommendations. But if you choose to put that aside and you become ballistic, you become ultra descriptive, it's going to work against you. Now the light has not only gone off, but the light is in its corner. The light seemed to come up publicly to talk, to say anything. Boakai has continued and will continue to show gross incompetence. And the country needs to be rescued. Because the rescue is incompetent to lead. The rescue is not leading, the rescue only giving. That's why I told you people, listen, you don't be lambasting Boakai, Boakai day, Boakai age, Boakai get battery in his side. All the things, that's not the issue. No. You talk about the ills, the excesses, the errors. That's how you flush them out. So if you want to make impact going into 2029, don't be talking about Boakai. Don't make Boakai the issue. Though he's in that equation, but you don't want to qualify him much. All of them are shame. All of them. He said, we are grossly incompetent, and thank God will rescue the country. So why the country now? The country is going in the dungeon. The country is running down the hill. The country needs rescue. The rescue, the light can talk now. The light is fully involved. The light gone off and the money going into what they call, is that what they call the chimney? The lantern. That place the kerosene and go. Yeah? Well, because the reason I'm using that, when There where the kerosene goes, right? And the chimney is that one that the light comes on and then is shining all over. So the chimney is off, but that place where the kerosene can go is still open. So what going there now? The money going there. So how the money going there? Nobody knows. He can't come out to say anything. What a shame! What a disgrace! That's why God say, "Do unto others as you have them do unto you." What a shame, Senator. He doesn't have the face. He bragged of being close to Boakai. He bragged that he has Boakai yet by exposing Prince Johnson. After the man said, "I want you to help me because you're close to Boakai." Not that Senator Johnson could not provide his daughter job. Senator Johnson was senator. In fact, Senator Johnson could call any other person from any one of these entities that normal thing people can do. Some of the people that are working with some private institutions, government institutions, that recommendation, not that they qualify. A senator can say that we have seen it. A friend of mine wants to go to a given position in the Ministry of Commerce. What is he doing? He's passing through his brother. And he says that he's confident because his brother is just going to make one telephone call. So it's not that Senator Johnson didn't have the ability to provide job for his daughter. In essence, in my understanding, is simply he did that because they fought. They brought the revolution to power. Therefore, they needed to do the needful by rewarding. Just as they spread names all over the place. They used to be behind Molu, yeah. Oh, Molu carrying lists from ministry to ministry. Molu sacking people. Chairman of the party sacking instead of the president sacking. The same thing that they rake people from every place. They put their own people there. We know it because we see it every day. The very people, some of the United Party people, they whisper in our ears. Even though they're there. But that's confidence now. So we can expose them. Because you know why? They know that it's wrong. The people who sitting, I can name you 5 persons sitting at the Ministry of Information. The Ministry of Information based on DeLonge's recommendation. Another 3 based on Yombli Kanga telephone call. They're sitting at the Ministry of Information. We know all of these things. The country is small. Everybody knows everything. Everybody connected to everybody somehow, some way. Isn't that a gross incompetence? Boakai demonstrated and continued to demonstrate. Look how he turned the country into his personal dynasty. Few lawmakers working at the whims and caprice of him, disregarding the rule of law. The justice minister becomes the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court full bench becomes nothingness. It's not a gross incompetence. The man said 42 years experience, even though he came out to make clarification, and that is not a clarification. That's complete jumbo gibberish. He said he did not say 42 years. He said he worked for 42 years. You see how dull of a president he is? What's the difference in that thing? If you work for 42 years, it's the same as having 42 years experience. What work is? Work to get experience. Every day we come to this place. We research. We interacting with people here. We're learning. We're getting ideas. So the longer we stay here, we get more idea. That's how it works. Every place that you work, you get idea. That's what they call experience. And experiential knowledge is key, as well as the literal knowledge. So that thing he said, he's confused. But here is DeLonge. After saying was grossly incompetent, thank God. He said, thank God and rescue the country. Yeah, the country is going down the drain. Yeah, the country, the economy of the country is in the poo-poo water now. Because the septic tank that poo-poo can go there. So it's gone way down. That the word he used, that his description he used, so we're using it back to him. Because I tell you the last time that verse, I will bring it. It said that God uses the devil against those who proud themselves as knowing it all. He used the devil to expose you because the devil is evil. So since your intent is evil, he uses the devil, an evil person, against you. And that's the situation today. The country has been rescued, but the country going down.
That's how grossly and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we're rescuing the country already. The president vetoed the agreement.
So is Bwaka inept? Bwaka is inept. What Bwaka did? Look at 1 year. 1 year. I'm about to go to one of his members again. They are not satisfied. He continued to show gross incompetence and ineptitude. The dullest president we have ever had in this country is Bwaka. This thing that he's doing, it means he only sitting down and the people using him like Mickey Mouse. You know how Mickey Mouse look? They put the tray on the Mickey Mouse head and they just be turning around and Mickey Mouse just shaking and shaking. Anywhere they turn it, away it goes, just shaking. So you and we are now, who is incompetent? Your president doing the same thing. Bwaka is inept. Very, very inept. Very. God. God said, do unto others as you have them do unto you. Hold on. Hold on. We got to give the people money. Hold on.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Play as many times, please. Let's play. Let's play. We seem to be making progress. Let's play. Down star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then 10,000 available to you. Play as many times as you can play. Okay. So let's go to the line now. Let's go to the line to have you say want to go to something else. So I just thought to share Dillon's ineptitude mentally, his president ineptitude mentally, the people around him ineptitude mentally, because they say all of these things. That's what they call precedence. Listen, you know what's going to happen here after? Every other thing that will be happening after this speaker stuff, it will be referenced. It will be referenced that you did it to Fonati Kofa. So what's the need? Lawmakers will use that. Other people will use that. Precedence is anything that you said that becomes a reality that people can reference going forward. Precedence can be set in home, at office, at business center, any and everywhere, at events. Anything you do that people will see and know whether it's right or wrong. The reference is when the lawyers go to court, they're in the court, what do you see them doing? They're referencing events in the past. They call that opinion. They're using it either as justification for what they want, how the judge will rule in their favor or against. That's precedence right there. That other, they also call it opinion. Yeah. So they set precedence. You too, you are grossly inept. You went to the place. You say you are never going to take and how much is that? 5,000. He's not going to ride luxury car. Look at the car Dillon riding today. One of the voices that advocate for money over there. Then you look at somebody that is far ahead of you, that started experiencing life more than you, start experiencing real money more than you. You say he's grossly inept. Dillon that was struggling here, you could see Dillon. I bet you if Unity Party had not come, some of these guys are going to die. I know that for a fact because we saw Dillon's posture. Dillon was practically begging people around here. He was even feeding on some seditions. It just as some of the CDC guys, they didn't get time for that thing to come to the public and be talking. They didn't get time. I know some of these people. They were begging. They were feeding on CDC. Oh, yes. Some of these men, we saw them, they were struggling, they were dry. Today, they're moving from one end. They used to go in hotel. That's why you should sit and get and develop do some reflection. Couple of years back, were they doing what they were doing? No. Could they not have done it as per their ability or preference? Yes. But why did they not do? Because they did not have the money. They were broke. They were broke. You will get to know the person's preference when he or she has money. Once that person doesn't have, that person will always act like the most humble, all kinds of stuff. But the other person get money. All of these guys that are doing all what they're doing today, they never had it. I know few of them that had little cash because of the profession. Nito Zaza Lai, that's sitting at Maritime. Nito is a lawyer. He been in his law area for long. So he was not one of those guys who was struggling during CDC's regime that did not have it. I can name several of them. I can also name people who were struggling. One of them at Dillon. You should see Dillon at that time. Dillon was struggling. Dillon was feeding. Why you think Dillon, at that time when Ellen Key, he hung on to Robert Salif. You're forcing all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things. When you see people doing other things, what that tells you? That they didn't get it, they want it. Dillon used to make it be more that he's making now. that you will refer to we are as grossly inept when you have the pathological grossly inept president in Nebuchadnezzar Joseph Boakai. So y'all look at it now, my people. Look at it. Who is grossly inept now between these two people? What we're seeing since the semblance of the country from 1883 to 1847, that only 2024 we see the thing. The only government butcher the Constitution, use lawmakers as surrogates and stooges, use the justice minister, turn the justice minister into the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court full bench, toothless bulldog, disregard them, forcing the speaker Wakanda, subjecting the speaker as if to say that his son Wakanda. I'm just telling you about the ineptitude of Boakai II. This is why you people have to be very careful how you put certain description out about the other people, because your president, along with some of you, are demonstrating the same thing. Today, your Minister of Information is shame. He hardly faced the media because he does not know how to defend Boakai. Boakai is undefendable. Boakai is not defendable. There are people that you can defend. There are people who are doing certain things you can lay down in a room and sleep and say, okay, those are the issues, and no problem. They wake up ready to go. They don't have to do any research. Boakai not like that. You can defend Boakai. And you look at we are that been playing with money, saw live, tested the entire world, became a war icon. You're sat down here with all your how they can call it that, your aptitude. The man came from the football field, rose to the presidency. All of you people bow to him. So between you people and the man who grossly inept, you knew all of those things. You never ascended to the presidency. You're sat down here because you people were only feeding in your poverty. You're feeding on the crumbs of the few politicians that now you're tasting life. You're getting $1 or $2. You are riding the car that you're riding now, Dillon, and all of you people who will say all kinds of awful things, you're worrying that now you're riding it because you use Boakai as the face, as the image, because in the absence of Boakai, Unity Party was never ever going to come to power. Assume that Boakai was incompetent. Assume that Boakai physically he was unable to contest. Who you people would have put out as the face? And Boakai didn't want to. We know that for a fact. Voices came from within. They forced it. That's why they were managing during the election, so that things won't go the other way around. But when they realized that they got it now, they forgot about managing his health. So they left him on inauguration day now. God exposed him. They were managing him. We saw how he went around 1 or 2 areas. When he ready to talk, 3-4 persons will stand behind him so he can't fall. But because they got the presidency now, they forgot about managing him. They left him. That's why he nearly fell. Because he can't stand one place for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. He can. That's why he sits most of the time and stands less. Let's continue to play the King's 3 Wise Men jackpot. Let's play. We're about to call the winners. Let's play. *799 *100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars and get 10,000. 10,000 we're giving out. Let's go to the line and so that we move to other issues. We've got 0772 23 99 33, 0886 30 44 97. The women's line, please don't call on 0777. If you are a man, don't call on 0777 980375. It's only for the women. If you call on the line, we'll put you in the majority group. Then if you are against the majority group or you condemning them, then it means all of you are the same. Let's go. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon,
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, we are to the topic of the spectrum. My name is Tabu Rasta, Johnny for Purple, Johnny the Big in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
We are on you to the topic. Thank you for that fast and topic on the discussion. We are on you, what I love you for. We are on you, we told the people for the initial stage, the government came to rescue themselves. Can you imagine for the initial stage that we are even told the people that Boga have demonized the code? Can you imagine where in the world somebody would carry that face to the final arbiter of law, of justice? Then they just throw the whole case all like that. They tell you that Boga demonized the code, bro. Say, no, do not be reconciled to tell you. But bro, I urge you today, our Secretary General told us they were going to have a meeting. And any outcome of the meeting, any decision that will be taken within that meeting, bro, I urge you, it will be binding in Labro, it will be binding in heaven. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the topic of the discussion.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. 0772 23 99 33 and 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 98 0375. And please continue to play the King's Catch giveaway. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Switch off your radio. Switch off your radio. Yes.
Yeah. I'm Franklin G. Meyer. When I hear people talking about recognizing the responsible, if I could use using the title honorable on them, I can be so disappointed or disenchanted when I hear somebody calling Marco Tomo the honorable or Anthony Marco Tomo. No, that's no. That Marco Tomo is to call community meeting.
Mama, did I talk about did I talk about Marco Thomas here?
So the issue about majority, I now recognize majority.
Oh, my man, come on, man. You follow the trend of the discussion. You're so obsessed with this majority blog until you're not following the content of the discussion. I talk about the gendered ministry, taking the children off the street, and DeLong's ranting against the former president. Now his president is showing that same gross ineptitude. Then you go on to Capitol building. You're so obsessed with the Capitol building thing. You wait. You follow the trend of the discussion. We're taking it one by one. I will come to the Capitol building. But it's not what I'm discussing right now. You don't determine the pace of this discussion. I determine the pace. Simple. Thank you. So let's draw our first winner. Let's draw our first winner on the cash giveaway. We are giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000 Liberian dollars. But continue to call. Hello?
How you doing, Mr. Sam?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing well.
Yes. Let's hear you.
My name is Advocate calling from Nibakade to do service counter service.
Yeah, you are on the air.
Yeah, you see the United Party government, they are ready to say whatsoever, they say against Jawia. Simply because nobody had to do the sitting what they did to Jawia. This is why they cannot ask day and night, say things about Jawia. But it will have people doing the sitting that they were doing it before. They tell they government cooperate somewhere. Thank you for the day.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. All right. Let's draw our first winner on the Three Wise Men jackpot. Let's call this person. The number is not going through. Let's try it again. Let's try again. Oh, let's try. Something is happening. But continue to call. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
My name is Wonderful Number, and I call from Borokuta.
Let's hear you.
Just like the woman just said, I think there's no one to put Boga freedom to the fire. That's why Joseph Nibajwe is doing the things he's doing. Joseph Nibajwe has not come to do anything for our country, but rather to plunge us into mess because he has no future. He's already dead. So he wants every Liberian to follow him in his grave. And we as Liberians should not sit and watch that old man who is already in his grave damage the entire country of Liberia. Thank you.
Hello. 0772. Let's draw the first winner. Okay. Yeah, continue to play. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Hello.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, this is Edmond Carr, and I'm in Weaver community. You know, the initiative by general ministry, as you were saying, I don't like it. As you were saying, it's good, but it's not because normally when you are doing this kind of thing, then meaning you have some resources that you'll be able to visit the home of these children and know their problem and be able to solve it. But the only go at the zero traffic light and see the child there, say, "We don't want to see you here," you know, it will not be able to produce the necessary results. So if they want to do it, we really have to find some money and be able to do it to move the children from there. They're going to these guys, you know, these people. You are right. The guy was shouting around here. They know. They normally, the situational man, Mo Ali, what they didn't say yet. See where we are, my brother. Walk around Marofio. Wake up in the morning hour, you see Liberia as every day now is a holiday here. See how things look at the economy, everything. Even right now, if he ask Baga right now, if he had the means of living, he will even want to live because and now he said there is no way out. Sometimes they will say among themselves, how they born were managing it. How you do, but they can't come out to tell you because they know what to do it. It is shameful. So we gotta brace ourselves. It's not easy. It's tough. It's difficult. But they can't say it. Thank you, brother.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. I'm trying to draw our first winner. What is happening? Play the King's Three Wise Men jackpot. Play 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 and dial star 799 star 100 hatch. That's all. 200 Liberian dollars you play and you're going to win. Who knows? The more you play, there's every possibility that you will win. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
How do you do?
I'm fine.
Okay, my name is Moses from Minda County this evening.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, the bring that on the House of Representatives will fall on the House of Senate.
My man, I'm talking about. Hey, man. My man. You follow the trend of the discussion so that Barton people can do it, open the line. You follow what is being discussed. I'm going to House of Representatives yet. I'm on something different. Then you're telling me you're talking about House. Okay. Thank you. Let's take this break. Then we'll come back. We'll draw our first winner. Second tier, then we are out.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent. Continue to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Your position to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer. Their economic hardship, poor will suffer, rich will suffer, every people will suffer. You see, all the four classes of human will suffer. We suffer. I'm not from Liberia, but that's the message of the Lord for the people in Liberia. If you put that opposition of Bukenya or Bukani to be your president, oh, Liberia will sink. Calamity will befall Liberia. You don't expect joy again. The name Liberia will crash. This person has nothing to offer you. Spiritual Liberia will die. The best man for this job is George Weah. Vote him and he will do better than ever. He will do better than his first term. And there will be total development in Liberia. That is me for you. That's what the Lord said. Go and check all my prophecies. I'm not boasting, but that is the message of the Lord. The best person to vote for that will make Liberia better is George Weah. If you mistakenly vote opposition, the majority of you will eat human flesh. You will see sound and eat it. It's a catastrophe. Calamity is what you want to vote for. You dare not do it. This is the best man who can give you victory, George Weah. That is the person. He's ordained by God and he has God's mantle and have the wind to lead Liberia right. Whatever he must have done before, I don't know him, I don't know anything about, I don't know that I've not been to Liberia before. But that is the message of the Lord. If you want Liberia to move forward, the best person to vote for is this. George Weah is the man who can make Liberia more better. So the election that is coming up next month, all of you come out and vote George Weah. That is the word of the Lord. That is the message of the Lord. Check, I want Ali Bongo to leave power When he did not listen, I won Basu Muhammad before they get him out of power. The Burkina Faso and so on and so forth. So I'm warning Liberian people: if you voting, you vote for failure, sadness, and troubles. God bless Liberians. God bless you.
His Excellency George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
The opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer. Our economy hardship, poor will suffer, rich will suffer, every people will suffer. You see, all the four classes of human will suffer. We suffer. I'm not from Liberia, but that's the message of the Lord for the people in Liberia. If you put that opposition of Bukini or Bukani to be your president, oh, Liberia will sink. Calamity will befall Liberia. You don't expect joy again. The name Liberia will crash. This person has nothing to offer you. Spiritual Liberia will die. The best man for this job is George Weah. Vote him and he will do better than ever. He will do better than his first term. And there will be total development in Liberia. That is me for you. That's what the Lord said. Go and check all my prophecies. I'm not boasting, but that is the message of the Lord. The best person to vote for that will make Liberia better is George Weah. If you mistakenly vote opposition, majority of you will eat human flesh. You will see sound and eat it. It's a catastrophe. Calamity is all you want to vote for. You dare not do it. This is the best man who can give you victory, George Weah. That is the person. He's ordained by God and he has God's mantle and have the wind to lead Liberia right. Whatever he must have done before, I don't know him, I don't know anything about, I don't know that I've not been to Liberia before. But that is the message of the Lord. If you want Liberia to move forward, the best person to vote for is this George Weah. Is the man who can make Liberia more better. So the election that is coming up next month, all of you come out and vote George Weah. That is the word of the Lord. That is the message of the Lord. Check, I want Ali Bungo to leave power when he's not listening. I want Basu Muhammad before they get him out of power. The Burkina Faso and so on and so forth. So I'm warning Liberian people: if you're voting, you vote for failure, sadness, and troubles. God bless Liberians. God bless you.
You're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews. Let's move to the legislature, the Senate, and Senator Amara Conan. He continues to offer his critique about the government and President Joseph Yeman Boakai. This is what he said not too long. Thanks for the understanding. I was trying to get it. This is what the senator sent out not too long. He said, I came to the legislature this year fueled by a commitment to work with my colleagues to uplift families across the country, particularly in Gbakpolu County. Yet, after 11 months, we find ourselves caught in a struggle over the speaker's position and control of the national budget, hindering our legislative progress from the very start. It is disheartening that we cannot embark on our crucial work in this new government due to dysfunction within the legislature, driven by personal interest and the sluggish pace of the executive branch. With the Attorney General's opinion on the Supreme Court's judgment, we now have clarity on the executive branch position regarding the impasse in the House of Representatives. This situation answers a crucial question we posed a few days ago. Where is our president? As for the Senate's recognition of the majority bloc, I had hoped that Pro Tem Yomlikanga Lawrence will handle the matter as she did, with resolution to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court. In that instance, she asked the Senate Judicial Committee to consult with independent lawyers and then advise the Senate. That process enabled us to stand by our support for the House of Representatives version of the War and Economic Crimes Code resolution and the President's desire for due diligence in our legislative processes and in observing the separation of powers of doctrine in our Constitution. Simply put, what he's simply saying before I move to the next paragraph, that what he had vision, what he had in mind, that this government was going to make the difference, and he expected a jump start. That means the government are going to hit the ground running. Unfortunately, what he has come to realize, 11 months, nothing has changed. Interestingly, that led him to ask, where is our president? To add insult to injury, the executive focused on removing the speaker without a due process. And then he went to his boss in the Senate that Yomlikanga Lawrence, he had thought, since she took siege of the matter based on the Justice Minister's opinion, she would have done due diligence. That what he thought, just as she did with the War and Economic Crimes Code resolution, by tabling it for consultation, for legal and political opinion to come to the table and arrive at a synchronized decision. Amara Kone is saying that same approach, which was leadership on the part of Senate Pro Tem Yomlikanga Lawrence, he felt that she was going to use that same methodology by which this speaker removal vis-a-vis the Senate position will have gone through a consultative process. But that did not happen. That's what he said in the second paragraph. Listen again. He said, with the Attorney General's opinion on the Supreme Court's judgment, We now have clarity on the executive branch position regarding the impasse in the House of Representatives. This situation answers a crucial question we posed a few days ago. Where is our president? As for the Senate's recognition of the majority bloc, I had hope, underline that phrase, I had hope that Pro Tem Kanga Lawrence will handle the matter as she did with the resolution of the establish the War and Economic Crimes Court. In that instance, she asked the Senate Judiciary Committee to consult with independent lawyers and then advise the Senate. That process enabled us to stand by our support for the House of Representatives version of the War and Economic Crimes Code resolution and the President's desire for a War and Economic Crimes Code, showcasing our commitment to due diligence in our legislative processes and in observing the separation of powers doctrine in our Constitution. In essence, it's simply saying the same way the due diligence, the relevance or consultation you gave. He had thought that Yomli Kanga Lawrence would use that same approach about this thing at the House of Representatives, about the Justice Minister's opinion, that she would have opened it up and say, look, we need more legal opinion into this. As much as he is the Justice Minister, he doesn't have the final say. That is his opinion as a lawyer and Justice Minister, but he's not the final arbiter of the law. Can we, as well-educated men and women in this place, with lawyers among us, to open this thing for a discussion, then hasten to recognize the majority bloc? That's what Amara Conan is simply saying. He expected the same leadership, according to him, that Yomli Kanga Lawrence showed in the resolution of the War Crimes Code. She would have done the same thing. Then he went to the next. He said, Speaker J. Fonati Kofa expressed intention to transition in one of his statements, gives us a powerful opportunity to negotiate and move forward without perpetuating the crisis in the House. By taking this stand, we set a precedence for how the other branches and the lower and upper houses should respond to future challenges in the legislature. Thank you, Connor. He goes further. Should they uphold the law, even if it favors the embattled party? Or should they surrender their authority to external influences and act against the law? As we have seen in this case, history has a way of repeating itself. And we have witnessed how people lose faith in our government and its institutions. When he said history has a way of repeating itself, that expression simply means what is happening now. There is every likelihood that it will come in the future, or it will come in different form. So we should brace ourselves for it, and people will use it as a precedence or a reference against us. That where he inserted that phrase, history has a way of repeating itself. Then he went further. In many cases, they do not reward those who erode that trust. The Senate must take it upon itself to preserve and strengthen public confidence in our government. Either way, the country must move forward. Time is not in our favor. Then he focused his pen on the speaker, Fonati Kofa. He said, to my brother, Speaker Kofa, stepping aside for the betterment of our beloved country will be a profound act of leadership. As Nelson Mandela said, walking away is leadership too. You have served as a commendable centrist opposition speaker. Yet the Liberian people deserve a leadership who can unite his colleagues behind a legislative agenda that elevates their needs above this divisiveness and personal interest. I will steadfastly champion this principle, meaning for Kofa to step aside. Now, we must unite and rally behind the president's development agenda. Okay, all the one not necessary again. So, after talking about the ineptitude of the pro tem in handling such a situation, a delicate one, then he goes to say the speaker needs to step aside. And that brings me to what Bwaka did yesterday. You know that thing that came out, it was the surface. Bwaka intimidated, harassed, coerced, cornered, pressure, threatened the speaker to resign. That atmosphere that came yesterday, and we were just talking about it yesterday, it was deeper than what we were just talking. So much happened in that meeting. But ultimate of all, they called the speaker to tell him, one, resign. If you can resign, we'll take everything from you. It was based on that now that the speaker said, you can take all your details if you're witch. The president called the EPS boss. You see ineptitude? Where is that Dillon Megan? You see it? No president has ever done that. You see what Bwaka has done, as if Fonati Kofa is a child. But Fonati Kofa proved to him. He called the EPS boss to look in Fonati's face and tell him, step aside. It was the EPS boss, because Bwaka did not have the audacity to look in Fonati Kofa's face, yet he said he leader, he president. Leader looks in the face of the person and say what he or she has in mind. It doesn't matter how the person will feel, but that leader speaks his mind and be finished. You are the president. The man is the speaker, the third person, the third most powerful man in the country. The man sitting before you. Then you call the EPS boss to sit there. Then you told the EPS boss, tell the man to resign. If he can resign, we'll take all the security details from him. And it went beyond that. It went to the financial aspect of his office, his budgetary support to his office, budgetary allocations, all those things. So you see, gross incompetent. So that's why Dillon then shame. Have you ever heard Dillon talking about this thing? Is far better, 1,000,000 times better than Bwaka, than any other person. What a nonsense. Complete nonsense, trash. That's why the speaker said it in a meeting. And look on his page, go on his page. What he put there, he just put one sentence, a lighter sentence. Go on his page, you will see it there. Right after that meeting, he put it on his page. Now, Amara Kone is telling the man to resign. Amara Kone, of all persons, after identifying the ineptitude of the pro tem in leadership, in handling a delicate situation like this, then he said the man will resign. And in fact, he will champion that cause to ensure that the man resign. Fonati Kofa is the hero in this thing. It's all I can say. Everybody is against Fonati Kofa. Everybody. What did Fonati Kofa do to Joseph Yema Bwaka? Joseph Yema Bwaka, what did Fonati Kofa do to you? Did Fonati Kofa enter your family affairs? Did Fonati Kofa threaten you? What did Fonati Kofa do? Because I know beyond Fonati Kofa now, when you finish the one, you come into radio stations, people will not be expressing themselves freely on the street. Because if lawmakers can be beaten by police, the next thing that's going to happen, you got to be careful. You got to conduct yourself in a way. Because right now, once you talk against, you are targeted. When you talk in favor, even if you are pretending you are safe, you own the majority black. That's how the country looking now. Citizens are divided into the majority block and the minority block. When you are talking against, though it is your right, you're talking the law, if police around, they will beat you. And nothing will come from other aid. And even if it reach to the police station, they will put you in jail. Though you will be bleeding, but they will still put you in jail, then they will lie on you. If you're from the majority bloc and you say anything against the opposition, whichever way, you are protected. That's the kind of society the president has created. Amara Kone should Amara Kone be telling the speaker to resign? We get into the interesting part. Yeah, please continue to play the cash giveaway. Play dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars. Let's see. We can draw first winner. Let's see. Yeah. What the man did to them? What did the man do? Then those guys over there, they lying, say conflict of interest. It's all because Bwaga had never wanted that man. Everything they brought against Fonati Kofa, his colleagues, are lies. Lies. But how long? Everything will be over. And American put in his statement, he said history has a way of repeating itself. It may not be the same thing, but something, it will turn the other way around. And they will not want it. Play as many times as you can play. Play as many times as you can play, and there's every possibility that you're going to win. Let's draw the. Let's give 10,000 to this person. Let's try 10,000, and then you play again. You win 10,000. And then another 10,000. That's many times as you play, you're going to win 10,000. And then your life will change. Lower the radio, sir. Lower the radio or move away from it.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I'm Sam Andrews, calling you from Kings 88.5. What is your name?
My name is Mustafa Kroma, sir. Calling you from Barnesville.
Mustafa Kroma. How you spell your Mustafa?
Mustapha.
Mustafa Kroma from Barnesville.
Yeah.
Did you play the Kings 3 Wise Men jackpot?
Yes, I played today, and this is my first time playing. Yeah, because I always monitoring your station, and then I've been like wishing to play, but I never have phone. So I forced myself, I credit that money to buy phone just to play on your radio.
When did you play?
I play this morning, if I'm mistaken, because I'm on traffic, so I desire to play and then continue my traffic.
So
Yeah.
that this morning you play?
Yeah, actually, I didn't really remember the meantime. Either this morning or in the afternoon hour, because I was on traffic, and then I just quickly hurry up. So let me just try my luck today and see. Because I always monitoring the station.
Okay, Mustafa. Is this your mobile money number? Is it registered? Is your number registered with mobile money?
Yeah, sure.
Is this your mobile money number?
Yeah.
Is this it?
And here's the name now on it, Mustafa Kroma.
Okay, Mustafa. Okay, hold on. Don't put the phone on. I'm going to call you back in the next few a minute. Yeah? Okay. All right. Continue to play the 3 Wise Men jackpot. You can tell you could be the next winner, and you have your 10,000 Liberian dollars. 10,000 Liberian dollars. The country is hard, and not easy. You don't get mad in your pocket that at least we're giving you money that is season time, at least to get your season started. Yeah. So American said the man should resign. Like Abby said last night, you you say you elected a speaker. Fonati Kofa ain't speaker. Then why you call the man to a meeting? And why you asking him to resign? That is a contradiction. how can one ponder around that? You recognize the majority bloc. Before then, the majority bloc elected their speaker. You send your people there, your executive ministers, you send them there. You recognize the majority bloc. The Supreme Court gave an opinion that is seen as neither for nor against. You say your justice minister interpret. The justice minister went with his interpretation publicly that the Supreme Court ruling favor the majority bloc. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the majority bloc. Therefore, the executive recognized the majority bloc. Then why call Fonati Kofa to resign? And when you get speaker in place, just go ahead. Now everybody descending on Amarak, not elevating this man for. Everybody descending against, not on against Fonati Kofa. Telling him, he former speaker, he must resign. It is not only a bad precedent, but let's see whether the international community, whether they will accept everything as 100% good, perfect, then we know now that all the things that they were doing against they too had grudge for they were doing everything they could for government to fail. Let's see how the international community, development partners will respond to this situation. Let's see those who have always preached, because that is the core mantra, rule of law, and the rule of law. Any development is dependent on the rule of law. The rule of law is sine qua non to development. There is nothing can be done without the rule of law. You can have an ambitious plan. You can have a plan to turn Liberia into heaven. It would never ever work when the rule of law is not imputed. It is the bedrock. That is what the government capitalized on. They say, oh, we are breached the law, we are did this, we are did that, and a lot more. Why are you forcing a man to resign? The man is the hero in this thing. And like I said yesterday, let me say it again. At least you did well. This is not about Fonati Kofa. We're not talking about Fonati Kofa. I've told you on 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have said it repeatedly. This thing is not a defense for Fonati Kofa. Fonati Kofa is not a saint in this country. He's not the only person from heaven that God dropped here. He's not a God. He is a human being with all of his own natural excesses too. The only reason why Fonati Kofa has the support, the backing, because everybody knows how those guys hijack everything. They went outside of the law. If they had just conducted themselves in accordance with the law, and they remove Fonati Kofa in accordance with the law, nobody will be sitting and talking about Fonati Kofa defending him. No. All that we say is not a defense for Fonati Kofa. It is the law. It could happen to Unity Party people. We will say the same thing. We will come in defense of the law. This country is not for Bwaka. This is not Bwaka personal dynasty. This country is the country of everybody. Bwaka took oath to protect the law. He said, Joseph Yuma Bwaka, do solemnly swear that I will uphold and protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. So help me God. Is that what he's doing? No. He gonna hate, grudge, malice, against Fonati Kofa. I wish that if everything finished, Fonati Kofa can just leave this country. Because I'm not too sure that it will be good for him to stay in Liberia. I can say it definitively. If everything is over, and if I have the opportunity to meet him, I will tell him, won't you mind leaving? Find a way to get out of this place. Just as Bwaka people, they left this country. They sat down in other places. Yeah, Eugene Fagon there, he said into FBI, relax. Fagon used to sit on Spoon Talk and tell people they should not come to Liberia. If they came to Liberia, George Weah would kill them. He advised the former GSC boss, John Molu. He said if John Molu came to Liberia, George Weah would cut his neck off. That the deadly propaganda they were preaching out of this country, they were setting in other countries. But they don't want anybody to do that today. But yesterday it was good. So, Fonati, I would advise that, yeah, after you go America, you are a wealthy man. You are a wealthy man. You're very wealthy. You did not come to the speakership hungry. And most of you who are in the House of Representatives and the legislature, you know, Fonati Kofa start handling thousands of dollars before some of you. Some of you who are lawmakers, Fonati put money in your pocket. Some of you, Fonati defended he seconded lawyer for you to defend you. Some of you went to Fonati Kofa office. You stood there, you sat down there for hours. He sent envelope to you. Some of you who are representatives today, you're screaming all the place, you're acting like you know too much. Because you got few money, few dollars. Everything will finish. No crisis lasts forever. No crisis lasts forever. Everything will end. Everything. Everything has an end. And after that, you can move. Richard Kun will go over there. It won't say that Liberia is going to be turned into heaven. Bwaka cannot make Liberia heaven. Bwaka will leave the presidency giving excuses that he didn't have time to do this. He didn't have time to complete this. All of the presidents that came, we heard all of the presidents. That's why they will beg for second term. Because you can do all in 6 years. He will not be the perfect of heaven speaker. He will go over there. He has his natural flaws. Right now, it is a warfare, and the warfare favors him. So he's okay, he's relaxed. It's just like a wedding ceremony or any event for that matter. Once it is over, once the niceties are over, there is the expectation to deliver. And once you cannot hit the ground running as per your knowledge and ability, and in total of that office that you crave for, the very people who were supporting you, they will start having second thought. They will start mumbling in the corridor. But why did we take Fonati Kofa from there? Had we known, we would have kept Fonati there. Those things, you will hear it. You will hear it. You will hear it. You will hear it. That's what's going to happen. So have your say on this one quickly. They will talk something briefly and go home. But they try pressurizing him, or not pressurizing, but intimidating for him to resign. The first government in the history of Liberia to ever do that. The American is sitting over there telling the man he must resign. Because American is a unity party man. American came to this country, he said awful things against George Weah. We know we got record on you people when I'm saying this thing. Listen, I'm not just saying it, I'm not saying it out of emotion or hate. I have recordings. That when people talking, I can record them. Because I know that one day, yes. Today he telling American, he telling the speaker, when the speaker became his brother. All of them sat down order when Yombli Kanga made a flimsy announcement that the Senate was going to mediate, they set up a mediation committee. Did they ever do anything? Did American say that we ought to do this, we ought not to do that, or because the justice minister came out and say the Supreme Court ruled in favor? What kind of country we get here? But it's good. As I told you yesterday, I said me and Lecky, let more of this happen. That is how you get to power. That's how United Party came to power. They capitalized on the excesses of CDC government. That's how they came to power. They say, oh, the people are not doing nothing. We are mess up the country. We are doing this. We are doing that. And then what happened? The people hung onto it. Oh, rescue. They brought the name rescue. What a rescue here today. Complete trash of it, the name rescue. What a rescue. Look at what they're doing. Look at what is unfolding. And you call that rescue? Let's just take a few calls and get out, man. Let's take a few calls as quickly as we can on this. So American has jumped because his bossman pressure, try pressurizing the speaker to resign. He acting like he liked the speaker so much, he sat down over there, Yombli. He ain't ever said when Yombli Kanga did it, that now it reached this point, they threatening the speaker, they threatening to take everything from him. Then he said the speaker must resign. Hello?
Yeah, say Andrew.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello, say Andrew. How you doing?
I'm good.
My name is Senu Bona. I call from Radio Kubachop.
Let's hear you.
You know, software on the street. And we the paper sedition, but when we take it on the street. The United Party. Everyone of us is that because we told them about the passing social human border.
No, speak directly to the issue. I told you, you leave work out of this thing, man. Why you elevating the maritime? You speak to the issue itself, not the personality.
See, Andrew, we're not elevating the man. But we the we decide to stay. Everything has become. Then our parents decide doing the election of the election runner. Then they continue with their own. Then they keep to where other.
Okay. Thank you. 0772 2399 33 0886 44 97 0777 98 03 75. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, you are on the air.
Hello.
You are on the air, Chief.
Yeah. How you doing this?
You are on the air. Speak. I know. Forget about greeting me.
Hello?
Just speak. Time is of the essence.
Yeah. How you doing, brother Andrew?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I'm Abraham Johnson, calling from Dwasson.
Speak.
Yeah, my brother. You see the Liberians, we deserve what's going on. So the only thing we have to do is to pray that we all protect the peace. Because we studied and we knew that the government was going to proceed a bad way. But people will listen to our analysis. And they decided to say the government was the best experienced government. The best experienced government today has turned to the best bad government. We look up to them. We will see next. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Hello. You are on the air, Chief. Good afternoon. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for your show. Once again, there is our David Samuel. I join your discussion for former President Well legacy called Omega Market. You see, somebody the Amara Corner is one of those guys that are part of the floating population in this country. Because of that, they don't have definite settlement in Liberia, so they will always make statement to cause trouble in this country so that they can run back to the original who in Guinea. That man was former minister when he looted the cover of the former ministry, he told Liberia put money he carried Guinea. So they only taking Liberia to be a hustle ground. Whether there's trouble here, there's no trouble, they don't want to lose. They only here to take the ingredient of this country, we as the US that are they carry to the original who in Guinea. Because of that, they will always make regular statements to cause trouble in this country. They are noted for that. Those guys, they are part of the floating population in this country, no definite settlement for them. So why you will hear them say, I said it to your grandchildren, I said it to your Nimba, I said it to your this. But the kind of attitude they get in the song will know that million. They are always skeptical about people who are part of the floating population.
All right, Chief. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Andrew. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, my name is Abraham. You may call for Crystal Police.
Yeah, let's hear you.
You know, I'm not going to say the waters. I told people that these guys are not speaking out of sincerity. Either they will come out and say one thing, I think they want to give some favor from the public, so that the year. So they will come out and make certain statement. They will so some of my friends, we are supporting the citizen on this side. So my friends say, oh, I'm not going to get it. I say, we're not talking any truth because they don't want to the here about what they are saying. Maybe something what they're not getting that what they are talking, what they're talking.
All right.
But it's not about their questions, what they are saying. So if people are playing to put the country into a mess, and the legislature there, I mean, for me, I say for no means firm. I say thank you for your skin that you are taking. Then we mean firm.
All right, Chief.
Thank you. What they're doing, let it do it.
Thank you.
Not resign.
Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Anrews.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you are on. I'm listening to you.
Mr. Anrews?
I'm listening to you. You are on the air.
Okay. That's easy for calling you. They did that people also. They will not force the cover to resign from there. It will be a shame to win a citizen. They will not resign. And the people will not be doing it and they push President we are to pour on the street with my protest. Me, when I will not go there. Thank you.
But the people say they're taking everything from the man. He won't resign. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hey, Bob. There you go. What kind of country there? You're blasting at the people, then you're doing the same thing. 077-9803-75. That women's line. If for the women, if for the woman, then let me say, for the woman, then you see, there you go. Damn it, big country, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Sanju.
Yeah.
I see come along calling from Kuala Supermarket shop.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Mr. Boga won better Liberia. We're getting better Liberia. Just wait and see. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. 077-980-375. That the woman in line. Maybe I saying the way I saying it so you ain't understand. That the woman in line. That not main line. The man here, they will call on 0772 23 99 33 0886 430 44 97. The man can call on those two numbers 077-980-375. That the women in line. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Romeo calling from Bandersville.
Let's hear you.
So I can understand in the country why are they forcing for Nanti to resign with no if they're doing the right thing.
That is there.
They're doing the right thing. What have they to resign for?
They say when the man resigned, they will take everything from him. They will take all the security people from behind him. They will stop money from going. They will tell the finance ministry they will not send no money to his office. Nothing, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
We the citizens will protect for Nanti. Will follow. Will be behind. Everything for Nanti. Will not die for Nanti. They are assessing before even you can give it to be right. Isn't it? So even a ticket for him for that, you will not die. You will stay so far. So we understand how it's going on now.
Okay.
Y'all know they're doing the right thing. You're behind the mental reason. Why? Why are behind the man? Go to the majority of work with them. Y'all be behind the man.
They having the budget hearing in one small room in a corner.
Yeah, one small room. They squeeze all that stuff together. They squeeze. I was so surprised. I see the kind of thing. First time I've ever seen to happen that they budget hearing small. They squeeze that stuff together.
Consciously, they know what they're doing. Is not right. So you know that. Yeah, right, you when you're stealing, the higher it can be.
Yeah, when you're stealing, doing the right thing.
Okay, thank you, Mama.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm fine, just as you are.
We want to thank God for all the discussion that's going on, but I don't understand these educated fools. They say they have their speaker. If you have a speaker, why are you calling for resignation? Why are you asking Kofadi to resign? You already got your speaker. You withdraw security from the mayor. You withdraw everything from the mayor before Konati came to that government. He was a man. He's not a boy. He's a man. Because they are children. See the kind of play they have in their meeting. Once more they play. You see?
Yeah, they go sit down in one small room.
Yeah, low-minded people, narrow-minded people, insufficient, insignificant, be incomplete. That's what they are. So please, let them leave George where all of this, the thing that George where get nothing is a labor. The mayor is handling it. So let it be.
No, okay.
And let it be.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
This is Kamara call from District 15.
Yeah, let's hear you.
No, for me, I would like to advise the speaker that he's still. Labrampo will want to see the outcome of the whole issues. It happened in 2017 when CDC won the election, when the late Walker Bernstein went to court. We see the outcome of it. So we'd like to see the outcome of this. It made no sense. That's why sometimes I don't really blame Thomas Fala. I blame the majority of the Liberians that voted this government. Because you can say the past government was corrupt, all the people out in the government they were criminal. At the end of the day, you came in the power, then you join one the corrupt and one the criminal. You join there to work with them. What is sense does it make? It makes sense. That's what I tell people. Thomas Fala also playing the game for the Liberian people to see the people they voted for.
All right, Chief. All right.
So our speaker should stand.
Okay, thank you.
See the end of the day.
Okay, thank you. So let's draw our winners now before we can go. The people have been waiting for the money. We have to give them the money. Let me call back Mustafa. Mustafa, answer. Yo, hold on. Mustafa. Hello. What's your name? Oh, I thought a different person. Mustafa, my man, move from the noise or put the radio off. Yeah, Okay, Mustafa, I just called to say congratulations. You won $10,000 Liberian dollars.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ali, you. Yeah, you can get right on. So you will do so much for you.
Thank you very much.
So encourage those who have not played or feeling doubtful so that they can play.
Yeah, actually, I want to give a word of encouragement to everyone who are listening to this radio, especially my friend, because they are the one who been like discouraging me, and I told them I would play, and God made me to play today, and I win. So I want to encourage them to also, if they are listening to this station, let them keep playing too. I believe that they will win.
Okay.
Yeah, by the grace.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy your 10,000.
Yeah.
All right. So continue to play. Let's do it. Let's draw as many winners as we can before we go. Play 0. That's 7. That's hold on, my man. I know I getting you. We gotta encourage our people to play one game their money. 10,000 we're giving out today. So just play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. Dial *799*100#, and then you get your 10,000. All of your calling, you can play. You just won't call to say political thing. Let's hear you.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good.
Okay. I just want to tell the public today, we are tired with Waka. Today we are tired with Waka. But I just want to tell the public, CDC are tired with Waka. So Polanski should stay his ground that he become the Speaker of the House of Legislature. We will not relent. So we listen to the Secretary General. Any reply from there, the fire will reply fire. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Hello.
Can you call that radio for me? Hello. Call out the radio, mommy. Call out the radio for me. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Your name? Okay. And where you calling from?
I'm calling from Nikitan.
Let's hear you.
You know, Abby, it's really frustrating.
No, I ABL. That's Sam Andrews.
Okay.
Yeah, AB on tonight at 8 o'clock.
Okay. It's very frustrating. You know, when all of this attitude was going on, after I just seen the video a few days ago. I used to okay, I said there are identical issues that are going on away, except us though. You know, upon winning, you know, people said that they were going to accept upon, but they don't know that they were going to accept every one of us. And let's see to you are discussing cancel the chair the other time. Cancel the chair, lead number chair. I hope that people from Sumo, they are listening to me. There were some of these people that made upon to lose the election. Really? You know that these guys that upon said to himself that they were good friends to him, they were evil manner. I hope that lead number chair listen to me. He knows too good. My name is Bebe Hope. He is my left cousin husband. He knows so good. They are the cause. They said that they were doing it to open, or they were doing it to every one of us. Look where we are now. Really, when I said, and now a politician, I can grieve. Like I know upon myself, like he's my brother. But they said that they were doing it to only we that were being there, but they were doing it to the whole of Liberia. So we don't have problem. If people know why they get my man. How long 7 years is just, you know, they get to what people doing. We that experience the past when we listen to people, the people that it can help some of us. So we just wanted to leave and let it go ahead. It says here we come to an end.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Israel Gideon. I'm speaking from District 3. Let me say thank you this afternoon, Sam Andrew, for your fascinating topic on discussion. You know, I try to get on for the first topic to contribute, but I don't know what I can still talk about it. This is Andrew. You know, for the issue of Dara Jidon, for the first topic that you elaborate on the issue of Dara Jidon, people like Dara Jidon now, I don't really know what's really going on. Dara Jidon now, they are people who came in the political arena just by the grace of God, just by mistake. But now, you see, any words sometimes you use against some people, sometimes it can reflect back to you. Because God made the heart of a man before he blessed a man. So you can't come and criticize somebody under star, therefore you feel that your own star is clear more than that person.
All right, Chief, thank you.
Happening with Dara Jidon now.
Thank you.
For the issue, for the issue of the minister center, but then taking the statement for out of the street, it is not bad. But say, Andrew, why would these people carry this statement that you would take for on the street? Because same Andrew, most of these children are on the street. I believe that slowly they are, their family not having it.
Thank you.
So these are some of the reasons why you see them on the street. So let it
thank you. We don't have time again. Thank you all for spicing up the show. We're back tomorrow. So that's it. They're doing everything they can. They want the speaker to resign. Listen, if he ever tried that, well, it's up to him. The last thing that they need to do, let them do it. Let the executive do it. Because in situation like this, it is the speaker who, at his volition, given the nature of the situation, can take a decision and hand over everything, including his security detail. So the last thing the executive will want to do, the last thing they will ever want to do to strip him of those things, mainly his security detail. That's the last thing they will ever want to do. Because you know why? It will show now that truly, not only are did they organize it, but they are forcing him out. And that will send or add spice to the already damaging signal or image of this government. You will enjoy it when it is your government. You will say all kinds of things, as some of you are writing on Facebook, whichever. But I have copied American's statement and underlined that line. He said history has a way of repeating itself, and true. It may not be the same thing, but just as you stab your colleague in the back, God himself can create a situation by which another person will stab you in the back. And as that person is stabbing you, you will want sympathy. It will come, it will haunt Unity Party, and they will not want people to say things against it or against them. The last thing they will ever want to do is to forcibly remove the security detail. That will show how they are leaving the speaker vulnerable. That even if he dies, it's none of their business. The last thing the government or the executive branch will ever want to do is to forcibly remove the security details of the speaker. That is why they're holding on. They are petting him. They're trying to pamper him. They're trying to persuade him because they know that they can't do that by any force. And even if they did that, they know nothing will come from it because the legislature dancing at the gallery of the president, the Supreme Court dancing at the gallery, the two branches of our country, the legislature and the executive, they are toothless. I can see why the executive, they can toast those two branches to and fro. The Supreme Court responsible for this thing. And I told you that nothing extra was going to come from the Supreme Court because it only takes a telephone call from the executive mansion to the Chief Justice and say, I won that case. Or that man should not be speaker. And I raised the issue here, I raised the concern why the Supreme Court, why the full bench was taking so long a time. Didn't I raise the issue? Didn't I tell you that those things, the issue is so simple that it did not need any long forensic investigation? So all that they were doing, telephone calls here and there, and the insistence that man should leave. So the full bench was finding a way by which they could come out that they will not be seen as the one against the executive, which neither against Speaker Kofa. So they develop a scheme. That is a scheme. That means we will not say this person right or this person wrong. Who said the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the majority? The Justice Minister. Why did the Justice Minister say it? Because the Supreme Court left it hanging. So the Justice Minister said, since the Supreme Court left it hanging, I am from the executive and I advise the president on legal affairs. Let me take my decision. In essence, if the Supreme Court was definitive, the Justice Minister would not have said what he said. But because the the Supreme Court left it hanging, so they took advantage of that. If I'm in such a situation, I will do it. Also, 12 was not wrong. The Justice Minister wasn't wrong. Oh yeah, the Supreme Court set the basis for that. She said, okay, since you guys don't want to be definitive, you're left it hanging. Okay, we will. So the Supreme Court, this is our opinion now. The Supreme Court ruled in favor. And that's it. It's final. Simple. Also, 12 not wrong. The Justice Minister not wrong. Nobody should lambast him. He did not put gun at the heads of the Chief Justice and Associate Justices. No, they are men and women. They are highly educated men and women. They are sound people of the law. He only gave his opinion. And that's intellectualism. That's legal intellectualism. Since there are other people, the CA, they say, oh, okay, there are people here, they're wrong. There are other people, they're wrong. But the law should be respected. Also, to say you ain't want to make either party feel bad. You ain't want to be definitive with the law. And the law calls for definitiveness. That is why when you go to court, the judge can rule. The judge is definitive. That definitiveness of the judge is what they call in law verdict, meaning final decision. And the decision either go in favor or against, but the judge takes a side. And that side is the law, where the law finds the wrong or the right. Have you ever gone to a court and you hear the judge, after the arguments of both lawyers, the judge leave it hanging? Have you ever seen that before? No judge has ever left a case hanging or final ruling hanging, because he knows that it will still be a conflict. Instead of solving the conflict, he will be exacerbating. So the judge will give a final decision. That's why when you're sitting there in a court, when the judge reached to that part, after summarizing all of the arguments from the two lawyers, you hear the judge say, wherefore. That expression, wherefore, means everybody is attentive to hear the final, where it goes. How can a lower court, the lower court is definitive. Then the Supreme Court, subordinate courts are definitive. Then the higher court can be definitive. I see you, man. I see you. This too is Liberia politics, the law now. But let's see how our international partners will react. Let's see what they will do. If they too embrace everything, consider it as right, we accept it. We move on. But yeah, it's it. Rachel Kuhn, how you feeling now? All of these things, the people fighting for you. You went to the church. You start begging for prayer. We'll come to that one. You say that when you become speaker, District 11 will get the support that they have never received. You on record. I recorded you. You went to the church. I know the church, and I know the church pastor. So you on record. So District 11, when everything is over and Rachel Kuhn is the speaker, we expect you to be complaining over there. We expect District 11 to have everything. So how are you feeling now, Rachel Kuhn? The people doing all these things for you. How are you going to handle? How are you going to handle the situation now? How? That means to reconcile those people. You think anybody want to listen to you? The hardest part is coming. You're going to face, the Englishmen say, the Herculean task. It awaits you. I see you tomorrow. The news is on at 6 and 8 o'clock. It's Face the Issues with A.B. Weir. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development